lockdown cooking is, it gets you to really think out of the box and try new styles, new flavors, and more importantly, make it so easy. So while I managed to get my hand on some sear fish fillets, we are going to pair this with a very, very warm and comforting Egyptian Dukkah spice. And this spice is really very simple with ingredients readily available in everyone's kitchen. Let's get to creating it. Initially, I'm just going to marinate these fillets. I've got half kg of sear fish fillets with the juice of 1 lime along with some Himalayan pink salt. So just a generous sprinkling of it. Flip it over and sprinkle it again, and that's all that's required on this. While we've allowed the fish to marinate on the side, now comes the fun part of creating this Egyptian Dukkah spice. And though the name sounds very, very fancy, the ingredients are all readily available in one's kitchen. In fact, it's such a versatile spice blend that you can always change flavors that suit your needs. So it's an eclectic blend of spices, some nuts, some seeds, everything coming together in perfect harmony. So what I've done out here is I've taken 2 heaped tablespoons of chickpea flour, roasted it nicely, cooled it down, and that goes into the bowl. Now if you do not have chickpea flour, you can use almond flour, you can use any flour that suits your fancies, preferably something that binds well together. To that, I've taken a handful of walnuts, toasted them, pounded them to the coarsest of textures. They resemble fine sand grains, and that goes in as well. So while I've used walnut flour, you can use hazelnut flour, you can use cashew flour, anything that works to its advantage. I'll tell you, at times I've even used coconut flour to create a new age version of this Dukkah spice. So with the 2 things in, finally you need to add some seeds, and that is sesame seeds. So while you can add white sesame, I've taken black sesame, toasted it about 1.5 tablespoons to 2 tablespoons, lightly pounded it, and that goes in as well. While you've added the main ingredients in, now it's just about adding anything and everything that you have readily available. So about 1.5 teaspoons of roasted garlic powder going in, 2 teaspoons of either red chili powder or sweet paprika or even smoked paprika. You just want that color and that spice to come alive. Now I'm using sumac out here, nearly 1.5 teaspoons. You can use a mango powder, dry mango powder, or even a dried dehydrated pomegranate powder. 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper powder going in. 2 teaspoons of roasted cumin. So what I did is I roasted the cumin and then I dry pounded it, along with 2 tablespoons of roasted coriander seeds. And I love the scent that roasted coriander brings in the kitchen when it's roasting. Finally, in goes 1 teaspoon of caraway seeds. And now all you need to do is gently toss this. Now the beauty about a Dukkah spice is that you can use it on many things. You can use it to coat your fish, you can use it on your hummus. Sometimes just take a flat bread, sprinkle some olive oil, put the spice seasoning on it, and enjoy it as a snack as well. This stays perfectly well in the refrigerator for right up to 2 weeks. So with everything mixed, now comes the part of seasoning it, and you can either use some coarse sea salt, or like me, I'm using a Himalayan pink salt. So a fine texturizer of it in it, and your Dukkah spice is ready. Now while I'm going to use half this mixture for my fish to crust it perfectly, the other half goes bang into the fridge to be used all through this lockdown time. So always create spice blends that you can use every now and then that comes really handy. Now while the fish is marinating and your spice blend is ready on the side, let's get to creating a very cleanser of the pantry kind of salad, and that's a Mexican salad, warm flavors coming together. I have literally cleaned out odds and ends that I have in my pantry. The beauty about gourmet cooking made easy is that even in lockdown, you can use flavors that you have readily available. And to get more of these easy food hacks, you need to subscribe to this channel to run you through and enjoy the process of cooking all through this time. So while I said that this salad is literally a pantry cleanser, I have taken wheat kernels that I had about a cup, soaked it overnight and just boiled it in some salted water. I had a cupful of black pinto beans that I soaked overnight and boiled as well. So while I have used odds and ends, you can replace any ingredient and create your essential version of this salad, but don't forget to tell me, because that's a great way of exchanging ideas and exchanging flavors. So out here, to start off, I've got the rind of 1 lime because you need that essential oil in this salad. Into that, you add 3 cloves of garlic, finely minced, just so that you get that garlicky flavor coming through. Now, no Mexican food is ever complete without chipotle chilies, and since I had about 4 of them lying in, I've just finely minced them into the bowl. Along with this goes in some malt vinegar, and that's what binds everything together. So nearly 30 mils of malt vinegar going in to create that perfect vinaigrette. Seasoning this with some Himalayan pink salt again, and that's my salt of choice for today. A generous sprinkling of that. And finally, we're just going to emulsify this entire creation with some extra virgin olive oil. So just drizzle it in and whisk it, nearly 25 to 30 mils of it. This is a very, very simple dressing, but the flavors are really sharp. While this is done, all you need to do now is toss everything in it. A trick out here to get maximum exposure of the vinaigrette is to ensure that your ingredients are warm. So first in goes the wheat that's nice and warm, along with the black pinto beans. These two need to be tossed generously well together, just bringing every flavor perfectly well, and just allow this to sit for a minute to a minute and a half till it comes down to room temperature before adding the vegetables in. Now technically, while this salad is a great accompaniment to the Dukkah spiced fish, you can also enjoy it all by itself, and that's the beauty about it. Any leftover, just blitz it with some olive oil into your food processor and have a great dip to enjoy with some cracker or just with some flatbread. So the purpose of cooking is to get 2 or 3 different styles and trick the family in enjoying a decadent meal. So while this is tossed really well and it's come down to room temperature, absorbing all that malt vinegary goodness, it's now time just to add all the peppers in, and that's the color, but more importantly, it's the micronutrients that go in as well. So 1 red pepper cut into dices, 1 yellow pepper, an extra large one, I don't know how I managed to get that, cut into dices as well, along with about 150 grams of haricot beans just cut into 1 centimeter cylinders going in as well. I've blanched these so that they retain their gorgeous green color. All this needs is tossing, and this salad is ready to be garnished and chilled. While the salad is so pretty to look at because it's got red, yellow, green, black, everything coming together, it's time to garnish it with some cilantro. So I've taken nearly 3 tablespoons of that and dunk it in, and do not even waste your time finely chopping it. Let it be as coarse as possible, because that's the beauty of creating this. A quick toss and this goes in the refrigerator to chill. In a non-stick skillet with it nice and hot, let's add about 30 mils of normal olive oil just to cook the fish. So while we allow this to get hot, it's time to now crust the fish with this Dukkah spice. So it's very simple. Just lift the fish off the marinade and dunk it into this spice and coat the sides as well. So give it a nice crusty texture all around, and it goes straight into the pan. So the beauty out here is that You've already seasoned the fish, you've already seasoned the spice blend, and all you need to ensure is that you cook it like how you normally cook fish, a minute on each side. This does get slightly messy, but it's perfectly okay. So layer them and get to fillet or steak number 2, whichever suits your fancy. While I've used sear fish out here, you can go right ahead and use any fish that you have. You can also use this with chicken and create a great variant. Well, I've allowed this to cook for a minute and I've stretched it a little longer so that they get that perfect crust. It's now time to flip it, and flip it in the order that you put it in so that everything cooks in perfect unison. With this perfectly cooked, and the chickpea flour actually helps in holding everything together, I'm just going right ahead and putting it on a platter so that it's easy to enjoy for lunch. Such a simple creation, and to be honest with you, quite healthy without them actually knowing that they have the right kinds of nutrients going right in. So crucial during these trouble times. With this done, we are ready to enjoy some decadent lunch. I hope you enjoyed creating a simple yet stylish meal. During this entire video, I've shown you ways and means how to trick your kitchen to actually multitask and use flavors that are readily available. Don't forget to share loads of love by hitting on the like button. Stay safe, stay blessed, and more importantly, subscribe to this channel for many more of these lockdown hacks.